It's a perfect way to start the week.
That's a perfect way to start Monday. It's a damn good show.
Extension.
Damn good show.
Welcome back.
I was going to say savor the aroma, which, by the way, do you guys notice this when you were losing weight, that you smell different?
I don't know what that's like.
Well, because at the Mayo Clinic, I was there. Thank you for filling in, Dave Landau. I weighed me in at 240. And I said, lose some weight before the surgery. And I said, well, that's very blunt.
Jerks.
And then I realized that I smell like not like BO, but like a little bit like a cab driver.
When you're losing weight.
Yeah. Huh. My headphones sound a little bit. Everything is off. Everything's a little bit off for me today, but that's also because I was inverted in tables and shocked with electricity.
You were spun around and stuff.
As opposed to shocked with the segments today, there will be homosexual pornography that we show that is not age restricted on YouTube.
Wow.
There's a teaser for you.
Nice.
Hope you're looking forward to it.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, I know what you like. Gerald, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
How are you, Cordelak?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, that was very black of you.
Great.
How are you, Dave Landau?
Ahoy, hoy.
Yeah, do you have some shows coming up, huh?
I do. I have some coming up. DaveLandau.com. I have Vegas and Florida and, places.
Yeah. Places.
Schenectady.
Good, fun places.
Yeah,
places,
good places. I wish.
Poughkeepsie. We'll be talking about the immigration crisis right now at the border. The border crisis. It is a crisis. It's absolutely a crisis. We'll be talking about Black Jesus. We'll be talking about vaccinating children now. They're running some trials, so that's fun if you want some flipper grandkids.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to talk about that happened in my absence. But first, with the border crisis, photos of the Donna Detention Center in Texas were leaked to Axios. There you go. This is what's happening right now with their space camp blankets.
That's a 5-star hotel. I don't know what you're talking about.
But do I get the dehydrated
super loud.
How about the dots?
Dippin' Dots?
Remember
That's what they said. That's what they use in space.
They give that to the Indians.
Yes.
Did I make the papers again?
Probably. Hey, doesn't it remind you a little bit of something about kids in cages? Remember that? Yeah. Well, you know what? Listen, it makes sense because those are from 2014. So former Vice President Joe Biden gonna former Vice President Joe Biden. I do me, man.
Come on, man.
Also, this Don Lemon.
Mic check.
Come on. Pimp Daddy.
He should pronounce it that way.
He should.
I am just walking in. It's like tonight on CNN. Don Lemon.
Hey.
So Don Lemon urged people to hang a picture. He said you need to hang a picture of talking to white Americans because everything is racial. A picture of Black Jesus to be more realistic about God. You know what? Here's a clip.
We also have to start being realistic about God and the Bible. And if you are a person of faith in this country, and we know America is built on faith and religious freedom, then we have to, I think a good way of starting is to present the true identity of Jesus. And that is as a black or a brown person, rather than someone who looks like a white hippie from Sweden or Norway. And I think we should start with a true depiction of what Jesus looked like and put that in your home. Either a black Jesus or a brown Jesus, because we knew Jesus looked more like a Muslim or someone who was dark rather than someone who was blonde, a blonde-looking carpenter.
Well, I don't know, but he looked more like a Jew.
Yeah.
He looks more like Dustin Hoffman than Ted McGinley.
Most likely. But I tell you what,
that would be the
Don Lemon, Black Jesus, done. We got you, B.
Covered.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no.
Not in this courtroom.
Fantastic.
Good. I'm going to be apologizing again to my friends in Detroit.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
crying out loud. I understand this, too. I understand the point that he's making. First off, I don't know when he talks about Swedish hippie.
Blonde?
I'm not racist. I don't like the Swedes, and I don't like the Czech. I don't like the Swedes because they cheap shot you in hockey, and I don't like the Czech because nobody likes the Czech. Outside of that, it's fair game for everybody. But Jesus probably looked more like a hijacker. He did not look like Mos Def.
He was probably 4'8".
Yeah.
Easy. Darker skin, I'll give you that. But who played him on Black Jesus, the show? Was it Charlie Murphy?
Was it?
Before he passed?
I don't know.
Maybe it was Terry Crews. I forget who played him on that show.
By the way, you know the most accurate biopic of Jesus that there's been? Just like the Muppet Christmas Carol was the most accurate rendition of a Dickens classic.
My favorite.
Don Lemon. Here's something else, too, that's been I've really been noticing. Bill Maher. It's almost as though Bill Maher, have you noticed this recently? We talked about this last week with him talking about China eating our lunch. Yeah, that as well. Okay, Dave. All right. No, it's like he read Thomas Sowell and it's like, oh, the light went off. Because now it is remarkable to me that Bill Maher, and I don't like him, dick, but he is reciting what seem to be 2008 conservative talking points, and it's as though he thinks he's got the inside lane now, and he's giving you the scoop. Here he is talking most recently about meritocracy and equality of outcomes versus equality of opportunity. I know, this is old hat for you, but Bill Maher just discovered a new toy. Here.
And finally, new rule, if you believe in the philosophy of equality of outcomes, then you really shouldn't have watched the Grammys last Sunday. Because the Grammys, aside from the usual award show virtue signaling, are still largely about the idea that certain people do music better than others, and it's okay to reward them for it. That's called meritocracy, and it's the opposite of guaranteed outcomes. The article tells us that more than 1.6 million artists released songs between January 2019 and July 2020. 40,000 tracks a day on Spotify. And yet, Rolling Stone complains, today's streaming landscape looks a lot like the music industry used to. A small class of artists see not just the majority of activity, but damn near all of it. Yes, these are called the good ones.
Applause sign. And the audience is like, wait, you force-fed us leftist propaganda. I don't know how to feel about this.
Right.
Can I do the seal? Pause.
They weren't sure whether they were supposed to be agreeing with him or whether this was parody.
Yeah,
I don't know how to tell you this. Black people are better at music. If you really just go back, I'm sorry. It's they got Elvis, and then we were like, let's get a real one.
Yes,
We got the
exactly.
beats.
They are better at music, and white people are better at ripping it off and passing it as their own.
Exactly. These are just facts.
Yeah.
Listen to Sam Cooke.
But what's interesting to me is this is something that, of course, he would berate people for having said not long ago.
Absolutely.
And I agree with him. I agree with him wholeheartedly. But the surprising thing is, of course, he'll still vote Democrat.
Biden's kind of kicking ass. You know, they've, well, you know, his big thing was, I'm going to get 100, that was his big thing. I'm going to get 100 million vaccines out in 100. He's way ahead, 97 million vaccines. I've got 2 million a day now. Trump said, oh, sure, if you want to show off government that tries.
You mean a government that allows for meritocracy. That's what you mean.
Right.
Which now you're complaining about. I remember when he was talking about the tea party. He's like, I don't understand why these tea baggers are so racist. Okay. And it's, so there you go. Now you're complaining about the fact that everything is seen through the lens of race. You dismissed an entire group of people, an ideology of people, the Tea Party, which, by the way, Rick Santelli, the rant was about taxation without representation. The idea was, listen, we're now increasing taxes. The deficit is a problem. We have wars that aren't really even being approved, right? This is the issue. So Tea Party was about limited government. They left places cleaner than they found them. And you said, I don't understand, dismissing them entirely through some vulgar sexual innuendo, why these tea baggers, and you wonder that that'd be like Robert Byrd with a hood outside a 60 civil rights protest saying, what's eating the spooks? Like you'd think.
Right. Well, he's only 13 years behind, Stephen. So I think in 13 years, what he'll come back and say is actually Donald Trump's vaccine rollout plan. I think we're using like 85% of his original plan anyway. So maybe Biden can do it.
And just to be clear, when I do an impression of Robert Byrd saying spooks, that is very soft. Google Robert Byrd, fourth in line for the presidency, and Barack Obama, if the wrong planes went down. Robert Byrd, N-word. This guy wasn't just in the Klan. He had Klan dental and a company car, okay? He had a 401k for recruiting and lynching. So
401k KK.
Yes. 401k KK.
Well, and he, Democrat, correct? I'm just making sure I understand.
They all were.
Party affiliation.
Details, baby, details.
Usually
We go
Klansmen
macro.
are Democratic.
We would think.
That's kind of
They
true,
take
right?
a vote as to where they burn the cross. So let's talk about. He's talking about meritocracy. Biden's great. Well, let's look. What has Biden done? Does this line? This is the disconnect that occurs with people on the left. Biden, of course, dropped the affirmative action lawsuit alleging anti-Asian discrimination against Yale. Issued an executive order allowing boys to compete in girls' sports. Not to mention the Democratic history of Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Frank Dodd. Right, looking at equal opportunity housing, which meant giving money to people based on race, even if they had bad credit with no ability to pay it back. Then we blamed it on predatory lending. Which, by the way, if you're a predatory lender, meaning that you're this loan shark, you are just cutthroat with a bank. That means that you give money to people who you know can't pay it back. You're probably not a really good loan shark.
No. And by the way, you released the predators. You told them, here, your tools.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior, Cthulhu?
You mean every 20-year-old cokehead I knew in 2008?
It really is. Think about this. It's remarkable. When now they're talking about anti-Asian discrimination. I want to go back and go to that Patriot Act episode. Whatever that guy's name is, Kumail Hassan. I don't know. Yeah, not going to work here anymore. Talking about how Asians, they have not faced the same discrimination here as black people.
Why did I
Again,
pick
when
up
you
a
look at
broken
Asians being
camera?
forced to have higher SAT scores. We've talked about this on this show. Asians who don't necessarily come from affluent families all the time. And of course, they're scored on a curve because they outperform people of all races, including the basic white bitches like everybody in this room. We don't have a problem with it. I know that Austin, our intern, deserved to be at NYU, and I deserve to be in a gutter somewhere. I accept it. But this is the policy of the Obama and former Vice President Joe Biden administration. And now they say, well, why do we have this anti-Asian sentiment? Well, largely because you blamed Asians, specifically when you were to the black community, telling them that black people couldn't get a fair shake because Asians were outperforming them on these tests and taking their spots in college. And now, of course, like we said, when you have any felony assault crimes being committed in the Bay Area, 85% of all violent assaults, meaning total, period, are committed by black people against Asians. Because you divided and conquered and pitted blacks against Asians. This is what it is, not because some guy who was repressed sexually decided to shoot up massage parlors. Okay, now let's move on to, we have a couple things to get to. First, if you follow me on Instagram, if you want to follow me doing the Mayo Clinic and all this health stuff. It's a live show, Monday through Thursday. So you just tune in 10 a.m. Eastern. That's the best way to do it because we'll get to Dave Landau sub-hosting. The entire episode was restricted on YouTube.
That's right.
I leave for one day.
Oops.
And I come back, and it's gone.
Was it because I exposed myself?
Well, you exposed,
Oh, you
we
did?
did cut that. Well, he cut that.
Yeah, well, a doctor did.
Yes.
Well, Moyle.
It's really more of a suture.
Yeah, it's overdone.
Just make sure that you don't strain because you don't want to blow apart the sutures.
No, I have to be very careful.
And the best thing you can do, we'll take your mug clip chat a little later. The best thing you can do is just comment. The question of the day here, why do you think the media's gone a little bit silent in Joe Biden? And this is really simple. I don't want to be that show that only complains and doesn't offer, hey, look, they're protesting outside of spas right now. Stop anti-Asian anti-Asian racism right now. Hey, why aren't we talking about sex trafficking? Remember back in the day when that was the cause du jour with Ashton Kutcher and them sex trafficking?
Yep.
Do you know what happens with these Asian massage parlors where guys are getting in? But okay, look, you can say, why do you have to say Asian massage parlors? Because that's where they do it. It's not when you go to a if you go to a Swedish massage, you know you're very likely going to get some angry lesbian named Helga digging her elbows into your rhomboids. You go to an Asian massage parlor, it's a 50-50 shot. If it's a massage or you like a porno, it's a 50-50 shot.
So especially at 1 a.m., right?
Yes, at 1 a.m.
That late.
Why aren't we talking about sex trafficking right now? If we're talking about anti-Asian violence.
It's
right
literally what I said on the last show, and that was nothing
Come
that was
back,
covered.
Mr. Shark.
Nothing at all. And it really is a serious problem in the U.S. There's been also anti-Asian violence all summer long that we don't discuss. Yep. And then you get to this point where this is a huge problem. If anybody, I don't understand how you can go, okay, I'm against this anti-Asian crime, but this, if there's anything that's a good argument for legal immigration,
The shark is a lie.
Wait, what do you mean?
Legal?
Because if you legally come here,
Well,
you're not
he's
going
coming.
to be rub and tugging in a spa.
He's coming for
okay.
me.
No,
Human
exactly.
trafficking, right?
Yeah.
Secure the borders.
That's why we need a guest book.
Never
You know what's
mind, he's
missed here is
running
that
away.
3% of
What's
the people
that?
that were affected by his crime were not Asians.
Holy
You had 2 white people that were
smokes.
killed, and you had 1 Hispanic person that was wounded or injured.
This is a perfect example, and I don't even have. I
Hey,
wasn't
little
planning on talking
buddy.
about this, but Dave covered it very well in the show that has now been removed. But it really is a perfect example of the media not caring about the truth, going with a narrative.
Man,
I was
this
reading an
game
article
is
that said Joe Biden and Kamala
actually
Harris get on a plane to meet with the Asian community of Atlanta. What?
far
What does that even
out.
mean? How do 2 people meet
All
with
this
the
is
Asian
only
community?
200
Bring the
megabytes.
Asians together.
I believe they Wang Chung tonight.
I'm sorry, is there a large Asian community in Atlanta? That's a genuine question. I'm not being sarcastic.
Statistically, not for long.
Biden tumbled off the plane like a Cabbage Patch Kid and said, "Hey, listen, man, I think
I love kung fu
come on.
movies.
I
I
am
think
in
I'm
my
turning
own.
Japanese. I really think so."
I really do.
How do I get
Fall
in
up the
there?
stairs.
I mean, that song is essentially about a massage when you think about
What,
it. Turning Japanese.
I guess when you think about it,
I
and you're
really think so.
depraved like you, and you're the
Well, that's what the song's
Hello,
about.
new viewer.
Really?
It's an orgasm pace.
No, I thought it was
Yes.
turned
That's
gay.
disgusting.
It is.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, I
He's
didn't know
not
this
becoming a werewolf of Japan.
Do I have to go that way or that way?
It's not like, oh, there's a full moon, I become Japanese. I really think so.
I had no idea.
I thought it was something else.
Gosh, and now you go back and you listen to some of these songs. Like you go back and you watch Grease, and like, I cannot believe it. My parents let me watch that.
Clarence Carter, stroking.
What is it? It's Just a Fantasy by Billy Joel.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? You said there was a number I could dial for assistance. In the song. I'm going back listening to it. I'm like, Mom, you let me listen to Glass Houses with Billy Joel? That's a phone sex song. She's like, no. Well, I guess if you think of it that way.
Yeah.
Damn you, Billy Joel.
Yes.
My question to you is, before we move on with this, how do we fix this? The border problem, right?
Yep.
Is it as simple as a wall? Is it as simple as a wall and
No.
booting people who are here illegally? What would you do? And I think that Donald Trump was on the right path.
Yeah.
And, of course, Joe Biden, I would believe, is on the wrong one. We have some numbers to reflect that. But right now, former Vice President Joe Biden is
Oh, that's
spending
so cool.
$86 million
do I go under
on
the-
migrant hotel rooms. So this is something...
Quotations.
Yeah. This
Right.
is
Heavy quotations.
Right. Heavy quotations.
At least they won't need maids.
Right. Well, really, I would imagine it's like Lord of the Flies. It'll be a pecking order where some of them will become maids.
That's true.
That's how it will work.
So,
Listen, it's the 80-20 rule. That being said, they've partnered with some hotels, and the new ad campaigns are not going over well with audiences.
Here at Motel 16 per room, we care about you. That's why we offer the highest quality care at the most affordable prices. Comfortable, safe. It's a place where you can have it all.
The heck is that?
Maybe find a friend or two along the way. Motel 16 per room. We'll leave the
Why
flesh
are
for
there
you.
trees under here?
Not a black light.
Oh,
Don't run
you
that.
don't want that.
No.
You're a cage away from home.
You're a cage away from home. I like the creature comfort. Also, I have a creature that I put in the cage and release only when there's a rival gang member. He's very scary.
He has many face tattoos that say the number 13.
I feed him puppies and small people so that he gets a taste for it. Yeah.
hey, Joe Biden, here's an idea: $86 million more for border security. How about that? Let's stop the problem.
Well, tomato.
That's not a problem.
By the way, what's
right.
that? What's a tomato? Is that a nightshade? I'm not sure. And then he falls down a flight of stairs. It's very
Well-
sad that he fell upstairs.
Oh, I
It's
know.
hard to fall
Multiple times.
upstairs.
I was gonna
Look, guys,
say I
the wind.
found
They
Nemo,
blame the
but he
wind, which that
disappeared.
only makes it worse.
What does he weigh?
What,
5
uh,
Gets blown by the wind.
Oh, so you're saying he's a piece of garbage?
If Sally Field with the osteoporosis commercials can kick
Yeah.
your ass up a
Yeah.
staircase, you're probably not fit to be commander of the
Nemo.
free world. But that's just an opinion.
Well, we also pretended FDR could walk, so it's not the first time.
That's true. I think he more so pretended he could walk.
That's true. Kamala buttered the stairs.
By the way, can we check? I'm willing to bet that Joe Biden has reverse mortgaged the White House.
Oh no!
Already.
There's
Hold on,
a
let me call
reason
this
that Tom
number.
Selleck has been on the tour guest book 4 times. Listen, Joe, this isn't my first rodeo. By the way, when we talk about this, can you make sure that Jill is out of the house?
Yes, make sure Hunter's not around.
Yeah.
Just throw some crack outside and he'll chase after it.
I'm serious. I bet you that he has reverse mortgaged that White House. So here's the deal. We'll get to this. We have a lot to talk about. But 3,000 illegal immigrants, boys right now specifically, are being held at the Dallas Convention Center as this crisis continues to grow.
But we start with a massive surge of migrants on the Texas border. Hundreds of unaccompanied minors are set to arrive any hour in Dallas, and they'll be housed temporarily downtown at the Kay Bailey Hutchison Convention Center.
The governor requests the Department of Public Safety interview all the kids to ensure they are not victims of child sex trafficking. He also worries they may add to the spread of COVID-19.
Are they being tested for COVID? And if so, how is the administration handling those who test positive?
Those questions come 1 week after he lifted all COVID restrictions and dropped the mask mandate.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, sure.
The problem is that the local Denny's doesn't have a mask mandate at their early bird special. Not that you have completely undocumented migrants in space blankets under overpasses because you are far above capacity to a level that was not seen under the Trump administration. Keep in mind, the media's covering this now because they have to as a crisis, but they're covering it from this angle that we're not letting enough of them in, right? That's how they're saying, look, these people are there. We need to let them all in. Here's the deal. We could have, of course, people need to sign the guest book. People could apply for citizenship at the United States Embassy and go through the proper legal channels, which many people do. This is also the problem. When the media keeps parroting this same old line here, it makes people assume that most Mexican migrants are here illegally.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's not true. There are plenty of them who are here legally. They understand the process and they go through the process. So just like they made it seem as though Asians were getting an unfair leg up over black people, and then the chickens come home to roost, and black Americans are committing record number of hate crimes as we used to know them, against Asian Americans. What do you think is most Americans, even liberal Americans, are going to assume that all Mexican immigrants are illegal, and that is not the case. But you need a voter base.
Yeah, and none of these people are actually looking at the reason for this. They're all pissed off at Donald Trump. You know what he did? He said, if you come to our border, we're going to send you packing. It's going to be a waste of time. You know what Biden said? We're going to stop construction on the border wall. If you come to the border, we're going to take you through a process. If you have COVID, 118 of you are going to get released in Texas. With, go have fun, spread it wherever you want. And then they're shocked that people are coming in record numbers. There's a window of opportunity. Biden will not send you home. He has not spoken tough on this at all. That's why they're coming.
Hold on a second. Correlation does not equal causation because, I did one semester of humanities too. And how do we know that it's what you just said? How do we know that that's not just anecdotal, that the crisis is the Biden administration's fault and not Trump's? Do we have a clip?
Would you have tried to do this when Donald Trump was president?
Definitely not. Definitely.
So did you come here because Joe Biden was elected president?
Basically.
Well, I appreciate his candor. What's interesting, though, is now the Biden administration has tried to say we have been very clear from the start in that they should not be coming to the border. And this is a new, but here you go. Here's them saying it now.
We are elevating our messaging so that the individuals do know that they cannot come to the border. The border is closed.
Keep in mind, I know it was David looked a little confused. Elevating means creating entirely new messaging and acting like we've always said that.
Oh no, I thought it looked like Professor X with cancer, which is hard to do.
Yes, it is.
Because he already is bald.
It looked like if Jeff Bezos were an angry baby of the Simpsons.
It does, doesn't it? Like he should have a big cigar and a diaper on.
But so he's saying now we're letting him know we shouldn't come. I guess, hold on a second. Did something get lost in translation?
So did you come here because Joe Biden was elected president?
Basically.
I love how he repeats it.
Like, yes.
Basically. Oh, I'm not sure. No, look, let me be clear. That's just lingo. What I mean to say is absolutely, okay? You think I'm going to come here and Trump mean what he say, man? He mean what he say. This guy, he's retarded.
I would not come before, and then I saw him fall up the stairs, and I said, I'm going to come now.
Yeah.
I have a good chance.
At first, I was like, hey, could I get in trouble? I see him fall up upstairs, which is very hard to do. Usually when you fall down, right? Like I carry my grandma down the stairs because I want to take care of her. But I've never seen somebody fall up the stairs, which is why in Mexico we think your president is retarded.
We thought he was Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Doing gag, but no, you're a real guy.
We said, man, they have good makeup now. Yeah. They doing Chevy Chase. They got a full bodysuit and hair plugs. Turns out he's just your president who likely retarded. So who's running the show? They've been so emboldened, and the numbers reflect that. Who's running the show here? Okay, let me make sure I get this name right. Biden Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security is Alejandro Mayorkas. I've only known Alejandros.
Yeah, the Daros, the Kirk.
Alejandro Mayorkas. He served as Bill Clinton's U.S. attorney for the Senate. We can bring this up as an overlay. For the Central District of California, lobbied for a sentence commutation of drug lord Carlos Viñali and was investigated in 2014 over lobbying visas for foreign investors with DNC ties. He gave Anthony Rodham, Hillary Clinton's brother, a visa.
Oh, really?
For a Chinese telecommunications firm previously investigated by Congress for its ties to Chinese intelligence agencies. And now he's in charge of the border, which I guess is better than a guy falling up the stairs, but just barely.
Just barely. By the way, just a quick fact. It was a misspelling in your show map when you look for it's Alejandro. It is Alejandro.
It's not Alejandro.
No.
I thought it was Alejandro.
Names, so I just wanted to make sure.
Well, I don't know. There probably is an Alejandro, and we just marginalized him. Right now, Alejandro is watching this in his dirt floor hut going, hey! Feel the bridge, man.
It's a roller coaster.
Peeking his head out from his Choco Taco wrapper in a cage.
Listen, not all Hispanics eat tacos.
Demonetized.
He was talking about the space blanket.
I was talking about the space blanket.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about the taco. They don't eat chocolate. Well, they probably do eat chocolate tacos. Who doesn't? They're delicious.
They are
chocolate
wonderful.
tacos.
Yeah, you don't like chocolate tacos?
I've never had a chocolate taco.
What?
I was raised in Canada.
You and I got a big night.
Bad
David,
Steven Seagal film and a choco taco.
Watch Steven Seagal run.
The perfect night in self-loathing. Hold on, what are they talking
I
about?
assure you, Steven Seagal has had plenty of choco tacos in his life.
Yes.
Try every breakfast.
Yeah, every breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's the breakfast of champions.
It's why I have 6 of them.
When I don't have my choco taco in the morning, bad things happen. And just yesterday, Chris Wallace, who usually is really annoying as a wiener, he actually questioned Mayorkas over the media blackout at the border. And he really didn't want to.
Why did you refuse to allow reporters to see the conditions under which these minors are being held?
Two things, Chris, if I may. Number one, let's not forget that we're in the midst of a pandemic, and we are focused on our operations, executing our operations in a crowded Border Patrol facility where hundreds of vulnerable migrant children are located, number one. And number two, we're working on providing footage so that the American public can see the Border Patrol stations, and I would encourage you and other reporters to see the facilities under the control of the Health and Human Services Department, where those children are sheltered and where they belong, and where we are moving them as quickly as possible.
Do you mean the cages?
Yeah.
Is he the turkey that President Kamala is going to pardon this Thanksgiving?
Well, his eyebrows say surprised and shocked, but he's just speaking normally. Yeah, just like raised and high.
By the way, he's like, we're working on getting footage.
Yes.
Maybe that excuse would have gone over in like 1984, where you need a shoulder
Oh,
rig,
he
you need
makes
some VHS
noise,
tape.
too.
No, look, it's so not believable. No one will buy this because you clearly could just start. Half the footage on CNN is just some guy with an iPhone camera. That's how they got the insurrection footage. They got from an Antifa guy who went in there to instigate, right? Jaden X. That happens all the time. Just use your. It's like, look, just take a screen grab. I don't even care if you have an Android, Google. I don't care if it's a flip phone. Just take a couple of pictures. That's really good. We'll circle back. No, circle back. Do it now. How about you do it now, Angry Bezos baby? Do it now. This is how you know it's bullshit. And this is also important. Note the Biden administration has been severely limiting what the Border Patrol, They've been controlling what the Border Patrol can share with the media, and it is kind of just crazy when you think about the fact that COVID is this major concern. We need to focus on the pandemic. What about 15,000 people in astronaut blankets in custody?
How does COVID have anything to do with a border surge? Are they coming here because we have more or better COVID?
No, what they're saying is we'd rather you not point out this crisis because we want to keep pointing to the pandemic.
I know. That's
We're
no
working
excuse.
on the propaganda
Like,
videos. Okay, we can send those out.
How many tests have you done with? How many tests have you done over there with these migrants? They don't like the stick tickling their brain, so really we haven't gotten any tests done because we fear them.
Well, we'll bring the Chinese version over. Swalwell's lining up to give them.
Yes, he is, and Buttigieg is lining up to take them.
Yeah, plenty of politicians are like, we need to get them tested before they come over here and we sex traffic them.
Yes. Otherwise,
I don't want to get sick.
It'll just go through those Asian foot parlors like a buzzsaw.
That's right.
My God. And there's the mayor of the Asian foot parlor. Listen, we're about to go into 4th of July weekend, and I'll be damned if I close this all because of some scary virus.
This is how I spend my Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. I need to relax.
Any day of the week that ends in day. They're named after the Norse gods, you know. Thursday, Thor.
They just know how to touch me the way my wife doesn't.
I'm too stressed.
Not anymore.
And by the way, Democratic Congresswoman Linda Sanchez, this is something too. Remember before they were saying, hey, we need to talk about the border, and so they showed kids in cages. Look, I don't think it's a conspiracy. The reason that they're putting more kids in cages right now is because, again, former Vice President Joe Biden, he was the vice president when Obama built the cages. They want to get their money's worth. You got to stretch it right now.
Really do.
These are austerity measures, okay?
Occupancy.
You love FDR. They're emulating FDR, and so I respect it. I respect the game. Congresswoman Linda Sanchez claimed now, though, that media coverage of the border would be inappropriate.
I don't necessarily think that it's appropriate for journalists to be inside centers that are not permanent places for children. That children are not placed there permanently. They're processed out of those facilities as quickly as possible and as quickly as the facilities will allow.
She has a huge bathroom. It looks like she spends a lot of time in there.
I thought that was a green room.
Oh, I thought it was her bathroom.
It probably is her bathroom.
It looks like her bathroom.
It looks like her bathroom. I mean, she probably needs some poles to get around.
Little dinner table.
Just has what was it called? Like those railings.
Yeah,
I love the excuse. The
railings.
Excuse is, well,
she's got the bathtub that opens up so she can just kind of shimmy to her hover around.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, see,
Grand Canyon, here I come.
They need bathrooms like mine where they can come in and see the sun when they take a shower.
Yeah. This is just remarkable. Look,
the rag on a stick.
I think this is why the media right now, they want you to think they're not covering Biden because it's so boring. And that's true.
All the way around the map,
the
and I
reason right now
still
they're
figured out how to
going
get
pretty
in
silent,
here.
right? You've seen the numbers have been halved. CNN and MSNBC. So I think they want to hit a reset. I think what happened is during the last administration, during the President Trump, they were so open about their biases. Right? It was the anti-Trump network that no one could ever take them seriously again. Now I've always complained more about CNN going back to 2009 channel because CNN claimed to be unbiased. Right? I never had a problem with MSNBC. I have a problem with when people lie to you.
I'm not alone anymore.
And how the news is being tainted. Then the blinders were taken off when Donald Trump was president, right? You see Don Lemon, you see Anderson Cooper, you see Chris Cuomo. Everyone knew there was anti-Trump, and I think now they know that they can't just smoothly transition from covering Donald Trump, being the anti-Trump network, to now being neutral with Vice President Joe Biden. So they sort of need to disappear and rebuild.
Hello, my children.
Just the facts, so that they can trick you into believing that, well, they were bad, but now they're back to neutral. I think that's what this is. I think
Thanks, my mama made me that way.
Try and fool people into believing that they are objective and authoritative, which is, of course, how YouTube will label them.
Yeah, well, look how bad it has to get, though, for this to happen with Cuomo. Like, you've got 75 people coming.
Imagine having a mom in 2021. My dad is Cthulhu.
It's appropriate to report on that.
And the border, she acts as though the policy changed.
Squid, right?
Like, that's not the whole purpose is for them to have them.
I guess
48 hours and then transition them to another.
He never showed me his
squid
that
Donald Trump had. He was just better at making sure fewer people showed up. Don't worry though. I just heard that AOC is on her way for another photo op. She's just announced to stand at an empty parking lot.
So I heard.
Yeah, and to weep over her barren womb.
Yes.
Ooh, that hurt me.
That stung a bit, Stephen.
I apologize.
She
for nothing. By the way, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed because subscriptions told me a whole lot here on
Ow.
when they keep removing her stuff. I need to make a call.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
And this is something too. This is so interesting. Now we're not making it about policy, like Gerald was talking.
Can you tell these people to stop following me on Twitch?
Cages, and now they're saying we don't
like
want to
Stranger Danger.
So that the press secretary can argue about the wording, where some people call it a crisis, and we say that's not really what we want to do. So let's go to Chucky in the cabin.
Does FEMA's arrival at the border mean that the administration feels what's happening? That border is a disaster.
I know that we always get into this fun of labels around here, but I would say our focus is on solutions. And
I just swam the whole map, and the shark wouldn't eat me. I was sad.
Solution, but help expedite.
Specifically, their mission is
during
and after disasters.
Fortnite didn't make it.
I appreciate the opportunity. I do like that, but I will say that
she's trying to distract you.
Ensure that the people who are at the border, who are coming across the border, have access to HHS and ORR shelters, that we can swiftly place them with vetted families. They're playing a number of roles there to address what we feel is a significant problem and a significant challenge.
Can you imagine, just for a second, if Kayleigh McEnany used the words final solution in that sequence?
Yeah.
I don't think that she wants to eradicate anybody.
No.
Jews don't have
Come back, I need the content.
But I'm just this is the double standard of the media. We're not saying that if Donald Trump said, look, we're not saying that this is our final solution, or you just hear like a wave of...
What did you just say about my mother?
My son-in-law's a Jew.
You're lucky you're wearing that armor.
Especially when talking about detention facilities, housing people. You can't, like, those two things should never go together.
Right? By the way,
I'm gonna cry.
Those border detention facilities, if they watched that, if I read down like, hey, don't go in the shower, man. No, don't go in the shower, man. That's not
David Duke.
That's not clown B, okay? I have these 3 books too, okay? These gingers say the final solution. Listen, I'm not stupid like the guy falling down the stairs.
Or at least wear the flip-flops.
Yes, these were the flip-flops.
The fungus will get on their feet.
Sometimes their hair is curly. It's like Clarence Thomas assisting on a Diet Coke. Really,
no good.
What are you all doing in my swamp?
I like your mask.
I like your mask. I know you like labels. Aren't you the one who wanted to label, and you have labeled, all supporters of Donald Trump domestic extremists and terrorists? And of course, the last 8-12 years have been nothing but racist, sexist, homophobe, transphobe. And now
I came in through this door, but I can't get out through this door.
No, it's not my opinion. I'm going to go here really quick to the FEMA website. But first, 729% capacity. That's where they're at 729% capacity. Which I know you're thinking, well, how does that work? No, you're right. 100% is max capacity. It could be confusing at first glance. Overflow detention facilities, Dallas, Pecos. I've never been there in Texas. Kids are going hungry. FEMA camps are now at the border. And here's the thing: where she's like, we don't want to say crisis, we don't want to say disaster. All right, let's go to the FEMA website. Their state admission statement.
John Cena.
Definition from all hazards, including natural disasters, acts of terrorism, and other man-made disasters. By the way, even at FEMA, and I know right now,
have you heard about our Lord and Savior Star Fox?
They even have in FEMA a disaster search function right here.
Dual barrel roll.
Search function. Only if you search border crisis, it doesn't come up in the FEMA crisis. Hold on a second.
Dual barrel roll.
This is a figment of our imagination. Handing out dehydrated ice cream and NASA blankets.
Dual barrel roll.
No. We've searched all of them. We just don't have the time to show all of the searches.
Well, fine.
I feel like
you win again.
I think Misaki would probably.
Guys, how do I change my skin? I haven't played this before.
Like, come on.
I don't got time for that. Prove me wrong.
I want to be a monkey's uncle.
They want to argue over words. They wanted to, again, I try to be out of the business of ascribing motive, right? And plus you can't ascribe motive to a ginger because they have no soul. But I try to be out of the business of ascribing motive. I just go, what are the actions and what are the policies? All they did was ascribe motive to Donald Trump's policies. This is because he's racist. This is because he's xenophobic, whatever that means. And I know that you're going to I know what it means. It's bullshit. I don't believe what you tell me it means. Homophobic, transphobic. All they did was ascribe motives. And now they simply want to get into wordplay as it relates to
There's no girls on the internet.
This matters because amnesty is right on the horizon. This is where all of this leads right now. And if you have a country where you simply let
Help, I'm intimidated.
and then you turn them into a voter base,
Save me,
not only do you
monkeys.
screw American voters, you screw other legal Mexican immigrant voters too. That's the problem here.
Yeah, you make the line longer for everybody. And basically, this administration doesn't want you to look at how.
Why don't they say anything?
They've gotten into the White House, don't know anything about what they're doing, and they're saying, please don't describe it as what it is. Because
Do you speak squid?
I want to see Joe Biden go upstairs at a museum.
Walking upstairs, he should do that next week. Just see, I can do it now.
At a museum, because it still throws me for a little 8-inch steps. Just off enough.
What?
Oh yeah.
Why do they do it? Why are museums so effective?
I speak squid.
I don't know. I don't care for them.
Neither do I. Like, do you want to go to the No, I don't. I'd rather watch the guy play the trumpet outside of the Met and aggravate the hobos. That's what I'd rather do.
I have to look at old paintings of fat women and go, that's beautiful.
Tell you what, if he can go up the stairs, Rocky ran up, I will never make fun
That's
of him again. I make
offensive.
that promise right now. Biden, go walk up those stairs.
Yeah, I'm sure he's listening.
Do it. You can't.
Where'd my monkey
Can't right now
friends
because
go?
It's 10:58. He's eating dinner.
He broke his leg petting a dog.
So last Thursday, 2 immigration bills passed in the House, paving the way for citizenship for 11 million illegal immigrants. And 30 Republicans, by the way, voted in favor of the farm workforce
Lo
modernization
siento, no
Act,
sé.
granting citizenship to all illegal farmers. Which, by the way, this is something, not only was I surprised that 30
Hold on, I
Republicans
can't
did it,
hear you.
I shouldn't be surprised. I'm not a big fan of really anybody right now. It doesn't seem like anyone's actually looking out for you aside from a handful of people. But I was surprised that illegal immigrants
Repiten, por
they're
favor.
laying under the radar. If they have if they basically have it looks like witness.
Hearing a little bit about the group
Think about
that
that
I'm
for a
in.
second. You have an illegal immigrant who has an entire
Okay.
farm acreage. Just walk in, cuff him, go.
So
right.
Just the
basically,
morning's
I'm
milking
in
the
a
goats. We're
group
like, oh, okay.
called
Hey,
the
how'd you
Sovereign
find me?
Order
Well,
of
we
Canada.
pretty much
What
we know
we
you
are
get
is
up at 5 a.m.
basically
milking the
military
goats
rule
every
focused
single
on
day
what we
because
do.
you're a farmer. Oh, I should have picked something more under the radar.
Hanging out, chilling, and vibing.
That's the last time I accept check.
So,
how do they get
like
it?
for military
How do they
stuff,
what? Get a farm?
Buy the land. Yeah, you got to buy the land.
like
There's a lot
weapons
of
training, so we
you gotta-
actually
you gotta
teach
work
you
on
about
That's what I'm saying. This is the point. When people talk about illegal immigration on the left, they talk about, well, you're going to get rid of kids. We've said this before. You're going to get rid of kids and dreamers. Look, okay, how about this? How about we agree with sanctuary cities and you just deport violent felons who are crowding our prisons? And you know what? Let's add on to that. Illegal immigrants who manage to accrue entire farms.
Hang out and
Well, then don't tell me
vibe
you care
and
about
VR
kids
chat.
because you want
Sometimes
all
we
of it.
do
You want
karaoke
no
nights.
standards whatsoever. You
Sometimes
don't
we
care
play
about the
games
American worker,
outside
and you
VR
don't even
chat.
care about the spread of
Just
COVID.
vibe
If
in
you're
our
releasing
VCs
these
that we
people
have
like
in our Discords.
Willard with his rats out with COVID when they've tested positive from migrant facilities.
really
you
cool
couldn't
stuff.
give less of a rat's ass.
Sounds
This is
so
why I
cool.
think we really are at a point of the elites and the
This is
haves
really cool,
versus
actually.
the average American.
We
Well, are they
also
deporting every other illegal
have all
immigrant
kinds of
except for
different
those who
regiments.
choose
We
to
have
work
3
and own
different
farms?
regiments,
Like,
actually.
are they saying, well, we really need people
All
to
that,
work?
Well, yeah,
all
if we
with
can bring
like
in
a
good
huge,
people and
big
interview
range
them and go, well,
structure
you
that
want to be
you
a
can
spoken
climb
member
and
of
get
our
up
society,
to.
and then can we throw
You
back
may have noticed
the
that
fish we don't
a
want?
lot of our
I don't
guys
care if
also
they're
have
born
unique
here. I know a lot of
avatars as
terrible
well, and
people.
that's because when you get to
I mean,
the
I'm
third
happy
rank
that's right.
in our server, you
The
actually
Third Reich.
I'd love to see that census head count of
Yeah, we
Detroit
have
in
ranks,
2024.
all kinds of
Again,
ranks.
the city is now down to
I'd
Like
show
Hitler?
You Vitamin's
Yes.
desktops, like
4
here.
guys.
And they don't even like each other.
No, we're Canadian.
This is what happens when when they don't have anyone to scapegoat.
do
Right? They
that stuff.
campaigned on anyone but Trump, and now that he's gone, they don't have.
Canadians
they don't
are
have,
based.
anything. It's like they pulled a Kevin McAllister. I hope I never have to
We
see
do
any of
be
you jerks
based.
again. And then when it was gone, they forgot how to adult.
Tell me more about my Lord and Savior.
Very accurate.
So your Lord, our Lord and Savior is Justin Trudeau and
Yeah.
Her Majesty.
He's like, shut up, man.
I
What?
think it's more of the basement.
Yeah,
of,
we're really
oh,
chill.
man,
Like
I should have
we
thought
just
of the
kind
movie
we like to
Amityville.
hang out and
yeah,
vibe,
yeah.
and
Got the
sometimes we
devil
like to
down
do
there.
military
I'm gonna
roleplay
keep you
stuff.
alive for a little longer.
We also
I prefer
do
the rain.
like some of our
Yes.
people
I
within.
just enjoy
We have like a
watching him
couple
chop
of
wood.
avatar
Yes, that's
developers
exactly
in
I just
our
watched that
servers
scene
that
on a
actually
loop.
I also enjoyed how
make
every
the
single men's
avatars
fitness
and
magazine was telling
make
us how to get
the
Ryan
maps, because
Reynolds
everything we
bod.
use
Yeah,
and
for
we do
about
is
9
all done
years.
with it by
Eat
people
just
in our
chicken
group.
breasts
So
and
the
do any
maps we
setups.
play
And be
on,
unable to do push-ups. Man
assets
couldn't do a
we
push-up.
He couldn't.
use
No, he was
and play
incredibly,
with,
incredibly
it's
lean. He's
all
just lean. He's
done
very
within
funny. I like
people
my
from
dad.
within our group.
Comment. Just
We
comment
actually
below your
have
thoughts on the
classes that
the
work teach you how to make your own avatar and how to make your own map.
I think he needs to do more mid-back workouts and maybe some rows.
Will they make me a sandwich?
Good for you. progress, baby
Good,
steps.
yeah.
No, I really can though. Like 2030. Why can't he do a push-up?
You could make a
Christian Bale couldn't
sandwich
do a
in
push-up.
Unity.
Yeah, here's the point.
Well, in fairness, he was on the machine.
Sounds like
He was
a
on
lot
the
of work.
machine eating apple cores and chain smoking.
That's true, but this is what
Yeah.
really happens. When people say, "Do you think these celebrities
You
are
know
mysterious?"
what?
Look, take
That'd
the
be
drama
really
geek
cool.
and turn him into Superman.
Is a
Yeah,
hot
if you
dog a
learn- if you actually
sandwich?
learn how to make a map,
Okay,
you know what you'd be able to do? You'd be able to make a sandwich
scared
map.
me. Oh, I
Giant
guess that your
sandwich
forehead
floating
just
in
starts
space.
growing
You
at
could
an
make that.
exponential rate for
Like a flat Earth sandwich.
Hugh Jackman, put him as Wolverine. Yeah,
Hell
don't
yeah.
see him
we can put him
being
as Wolverine.
ripped.
Ripped and more muscular and lean.
I've only played
Yeah,
this game
not
once.
so much.
Yeah, I don't want to see Wolverine tap dance.
When I joined the group, I don't even play
The
VR
illusion's
chat
gone.
for 2
I don't know what you
days.
guys are playing. Hugh Jackman straight as an arrow. So
I've
let's
been in
move
the
on
group
to this.
now for almost 3
Wife
months.
is a man.
All
Once
right.
upon a time, you could have made that joke, but now people are going to search it and go,
Yeah,
"Are they?"
Yeah,
No, she's a very handsome woman.
She's a very.
Yeah.
She's
We
rustic.
also,
She's
also fun
like
fact,
Steve
we're
McQueen
also the only
of
group in
women.
VR
This is who I feel
chat
bad
that
for, by
has
the way, the modern
fully
LGBTQ
functioning
AAI
operating
movement is
tanks
big
that you
women,
can
because
use
you will
and
never get
operate
the
and
benefit
shoot
of
and
that.
shit.
That's the truth.
You're done.
They're
I used to
fucking
see a big woman,
badass.
I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's a robust woman." Now I go,
I'd never say no to a tank.
Yep, that's exactly what is going on.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
let's
that's
get
what
to this
I like to
Moderna
hear.
right
So,
now.
like,
the
if you're
vaccine.
interested,
So let me be really clear about this because I don't want
Discord's
YouTube to
right
say that I'm
here. You're more than
anti-vaccine.
welcome to
I'm really not anti-vaccine. I think that people out
Oh
there,
my
especially
God, are
people
you
who have
okay?
some kind of respiratory
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
ability toward the virus.
Desktop.
I have no.
I don't know what you're pointing at.
And by the way, I don't know if we can tell the control room. Tell them that. Tell them.
Wait, can you see my clipboard
Hey
right
guys, I'll
here?
get
Hold
a
up.
vaccine for
It's
anyone.
John Cena.
We're still waiting.
Just to make
I'm
sure.
willing to pay. No one here is wanting to get the vaccine. So not
I
however, there's a risk reward
I
that needs to come in
see
if you are in certain age groups, right?
a
Just like with the
clipboard.
virus and staying home and lockdown and quarantine.
Yeah,
was
so
the
if
risk
you look
reward.
real
But now
closely on my
Moderna
clipboard,
has been actually vaccinating children. And look, we all know how the crazy
Yes,
COVID
I
policies
do.
have
I am
impacted the lives
sad
of
poor little
children
desktop.
across
We
the
running up on brah.
Well, we talk about it, but those in the media don't talk about it enough at all.
Yeah.
Imagine having a VR headset.
I would think of The Fly.
Oh, you imagine. Okay, so
Except
these
fly
are our
almost
ranks.
What is in my
They're walking
face?
backwards for some
What is
reason.
this?
Clipboard.
No, there's a balloon.
Oh, that's my ghost. Don't worry about it. You're
Yeah,
fine,
that's
man.
just goes.
I still can't see that.
Flown multiple times with our
Do you have my
Yeah, that looks like
avatar?
real bad news for everyone else on the plane.
I guess.
nonverbal, and he's gonna be 5 this year. We always fly with Spirit. We've never
Okay,
had
so
an
if you
Well, that's a pretty bold
if you
statement.
click on
Never
the
had
this
to
with escape,
with the Greyhound bus in the sky.
Come
What I'm
on.
saying, sooner or later, there's a weave going down the center.
Okay.
Yeah, when the pilot asks you for change, you've
Yes.
never had a
You see
problem.
these
Spirit.
this board stuff on it?
Oh, you want a seatbelt? Oh,
That'll be $16.
I mean,
Did you just spit on me? That'll be $5.
All right, now cool.
Listen,
Not-
I don't
not-
want. Listen, I don't think you want any problems because we
what are
have
doing this for?
2/3 of the WNBA on.
Showing
this
him the
morning.
ranks.
Please enjoy your twerking.
Oh, okay, well, you
Compliment.
started
Please
like
enjoy your
a
compliment
crude.
twerking and consider
What do I do after I click on you?
Not turbulence.
You're in hay bale 306B.
So when you click on Steve or Deadpool
And by that
here,
we mean Steve.
just press show avatar. and
We
you should be
recommend
able
if
to
you
see
want to
the
avoid our
avatar.
exorbitant bag fees.
I don't see that
So
button.
if you escape and then click me,
You are all
you
sheep
see
to
a
us,
little menu.
and we think sheep
You're
are
going to
best.
see things like friends.
Oh man, I clicked
You
off
are
my.
allowed to bring your therapy sheep,
Clicked
provided
off my
that you are
screen.
not accompanying said
Yeah.
sheep. This is a
Yeah,
livestock
that's
airline.
fine.
I know it surprises many of you, but
So you guys see
Spirit,
a
we
lot of
take our
things
job seriously,
on
so
the menu?
please get in
I did it again.
You're a wine-drunk
So
Xanax gorilla.
So you click escape, and
By
then
the way,
click
that
on
kid
me.
was kicked off. A 5-year-old with autism kicked off for not wearing a mask. How does that
Okay.
apply to the elites? I mean, how does that? Yeah, how's it?
Okay, so
no
once
way.
you've done that,
Well, I
you're
guess
gonna
there's a
see
Herman Munster
something
exemption.
that
He's a hero.
says
You can't
Thinking about climate
safety
change, then,
settings.
so you have to do that automatically.
Show avatar and hide
If it's
avatar.
necessary.
I was
Right below
on
the
this
friend
plane
button.
this week coming
You're
back
gonna
from,
want to click
from
show
Phoenix,
avatar.
Arizona, and there was a guy next to me whose mask was drifting down. He was kind of drunk. He was a very nice guy. Hi, John, by the way. Hi, John.
It's all grayed out.
And,
Oh
by
wait,
the way, hi, Taz.
I
Taz
clicked
was the guy
on
from
it.
Phoenix who was a fan of the show. So anyway, his mask is drifting down. The lady comes up.
Once you click it, you should be able to see my avatar. I think it should look that.
I'll go with Sweet Cheeks.
The uniform should look a
and
lot
she says,
better.
Hey, sir, your mask
It
keeps
looks the
drifting
same.
down.
Well,
And
it
then,
looks.
after
You
that,
look
he goes,
high
"Hey, how about
definition.
I get a Bacardi and Coke?" He goes, "I'll have a Bacardi and Coke."
Yeah,
He
yeah,
doesn't really, so I
that's-
didn't get anything.
so
then
basically-
she brings him the same lady brings him Bacardi and Coke.
Now-
He takes his mask off. I'm like, "Oh, no,
You can,
be careful,
now you
somebody
can, I'm assuming you can
Oh, no,
see
it's
all of
okay, 'cause I
these.
got a drink.
I can't see anything. You're inside of
Unless she
me.
walks by and doesn't say a word. She doesn't say a word.
Oh, you have personal space enabled. Okay.
So when people say it's common sense to wear a mask, I saw several people at the airport wearing masks. I saw one guy with a double mask and a Golden Corral sneeze shield. Okay, double mask sneeze shield, and then he takes his mask off to eat an enchilada. If it were Ebola, no one would be out in public. Here's the: it's not about hypocrisy. It's that you're not afraid of this virus. If you're taking down your double mask while you're telling us, I have to explain it to you, you'll never understand. It makes common sense.
You don't want to
you're pulling it down to eat something. At an
fine.
airport
You can just go to a
restaurant,
few
you're
events
not afraid of the
every
virus.
once in a while,
It's like
and
social
you'll
currency.
get promoted.
Right now. Some people don't want to let this go.
Once you
It really is.
attend a
It's like
basic
their,
training,
it's like their World War II for them.
you'll
It's
go
like
up
their
to
Woodstock.
private
It's
basic.
their movement. They love the masks. They love the lockdowns. I wish I loved
And
anything
it's
as much as I love
practically
these
the same as a
meddling
private
hippies who love
group,
masks and lockdowns.
except
we're
you
not
have a bit more
anti-vax or
training.
anti-mask. We're anti-stupidity.
Yeah.
And right now, that's all you
Once
see
you
with
attend
vaccines,
another
going back to the
basic
story,
training,
vaccinating kids
uniform
under
training.
1 year old.
Yeah, so this is Moderna.
You'll
They
go
know
There's
vaccines
more
are
than
right
one
now.
training.
Never before used vaccine, mind you.
Right.
Yeah, hell no.
On children aged 6 months
I'll
to 12
go over
years
the
old. Keep in
events.
mind, again, the mortality rate, and I don't know if
events
this will
that
be
we have in a
removed. By the
second.
way, if you guys want to join Mug Club,
So
the
once
episode that we did on the
it's
1 year
private training,
celebrating
you
the
get a
anniversary of 15
custom
days to
avatar.
flatten the curve,
Yeah.
where we quoted the
So
CDC,
you can,
World Health
like,
Organization,
get
all the
whatever
sources
hair
for this
you
show
want.
and that show,
You can
available
get,
at
like,
predator.com
fun
because it
stuff.
was
Weeb
great.
avatar.
I cited the actual death rates. According
Pretty
to the
much,
CDC,
yeah.
I'm going to do it again. So if this disappears, you know why. The death rate,
Get
keep in
rid of
mind,
whatever you
mortality
want.
rate
I'm
for
a
children
fan.
under the age of 1 is
So if you're
0.008%.
interested,
so-
you're more than welcome to check out our
Tiny
Discord.
fraction of a number. I think it's actually lower than that. That stat that we pulled is
Join the
a
league.
little.
Where at?
I need to pull another one for you.
I'm trying to be generous.
You
Yeah,
are,
so
and that's only the
it's
cases
right
that
up
we
here.
know of, right? So if
It
you
might
add
be
in all the
kind- it's
other
kinda
people who've
hard
gotten it,
to
who've never
read
had any
because of
symptoms
the
at all,
font,
that number
but
goes
it's
down
discord.gg
drastically.
I think though it's because it's easy to get 1-year-olds to wear 2 masks.
Yes.
join
That's what I'll-
They can't
SOC.
fight back.
They just put it in their mouth because that's
Suck.
how you analyze everything.
Exactly.
I let them make their own paper
Yeah,
mache. It's like,
exactly.
two.
That's
So
what I do.
the vaccine, by the way, just to be clear, so
Asbestos.
what it is, it's a never-before-used mRNA technology. I don't really know what that means, but here's what I do know, and here's what you can
Join
find it according to the
SOC.
CDC. Causes more severe side effects in young people. Old people have a much higher mortality rate, right? Have much more serious side effects as it relates to the virus. Young people have more serious
You've been
side
invited
effects
to
and
join
reactions as it relates to the
Sovereign
vaccine.
Order
We
of
don't necessarily
Canada.
know why, but it's thought that maybe
Reject.
because of an immune response.
Reject,
a weak
reject,
immune system
reject.
would allow the
So
virus to
there-
sort of wreak havoc, whereas a strong, robust immune system might respond a little too forcefully to a small, when you're talking about inoculation, a small amount of it with a vaccine. So this is actually from the CDC Newsweek. The frequency of systemic adverse
So,
events was
now
higher
what do
in
you
the
see?
younger than the older age group, 82.8% versus 70%.
My
Fever was common after the
browser is
second dose in the
loading.
younger group, 15.8% compared to the older
Discord.
group. So about 50% more in the younger group
okay.
compared to the older group. So it is worthwhile for you to do a cost-benefit analysis, and certainly as it relates to children, because this includes everyone under the age of 40. As it relates to children, they're less likely to die from this than
Okay.
the normal flu. Let's be clear. Statistically, that is verifiable. That is undeniable. And this vaccine
what do you
is,
see now?
and I'm not saying that there's some conspiracy to turn your kids into an upstairs
Recruitment
falling dummy.
office.
What I am saying is there are a lot of questions that haven't been answered, and the questions that have been answered is,
so basically,
kid,
so
if you do
from there,
nothing, what will happen? They'll be fine.
you just want to put
Absolutely,
in.
and we have a number of us have
So
kids
you
in
want-
here that are
so
in this age
your
group.
VR
Which
chat
ones of
name?
you are saying, yeah, for something that has
What is
almost
it?
no
I don't
impact
know.
on my child, right?
Is it my Steam?
Under 17 deaths, I think in the United States is like 246 total, and that's everybody
well,
who
it's
happened
your,
to have COVID
it's
and
your
died at
Steam
the same
and
time.
with some,
Right, yeah, serious other conditions.
numbers at
Right,
the end
17.
and letters.
So which
So
one of you is willing to
I'll
have a
just read it
7-month-old
out
son?
to
Which
you.
one of you
So
is willing to put
C.
your 7-month-old son in a trial
Okay,
for something that will
wait,
likely
so
never impact them, even if they get it?
Once you're
Only
in,
if it's super serum.
once you're in, you just
Well, I
want
think-
to.
I think
put
you
in
could argue that old people
your
have
name.
a high mortality rate also.
Yeah, general.
So I'll read your
It's
name
on a
out to you.
Tuesday, so
I don't know what it is,
you know?
but it ha-
Okay.
I would not want to. I'm
Not
completely
today.
pro-vaccine. I'll say that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not Jenny McCarthy.
Just copy what everybody else did.
C.
But I would not want to.
Yeah.
I know he can. My breast.
Yeah, pretty much. Does your
but
VR chat
with
name?
that, I would not want to
Who
give that to
recruit-
my kid.
his
It just
VR
doesn't
chat
make any
name.
sense to me. It just seems very, very
And then
dangerous.
No, it really
You
is.
wanna
It's
put
political
Just my
currency.
opinion.
Social currency. Just like we're
Your
talking about
VR chat
ladies
name
saying, please
is
put
C.
the mask on.
What's
Oh, you
the
got
third
fucking
thing?
fine, you don't need the mask. Just like teachers saying,
C.
hey, we're not safe if we go to school. Inoculate the teachers.
Oh,
vaccinate the teachers, and you're
we'll
perfectly fine.
worry
The kids
about
are
that
at
in
no
a
risk. It's
sec.
actually probably the safest place
Okay.
they can be. It's teachers unions wanting to say, why don't
What are
we
the
care
numbers
about
after
our
my
Your
rights?
name?
chat name is C.
This is social currency right now for people. People are not actually afraid of dying.
Numbers
from
after
the
your name
virus.
are 3.
You know that. I know that. They know
E.
that. We're beyond the point now of people
0.
thinking that this thing had, remember, the
4.
predicted 3 to 7%.
Can I see
mortality
that
rate.
somewhere?
We know
Oh, here
that's
it
not
is.
true.
3E04.
No one's afraid of it anymore. They just can't tell the truth lest they be seen as having bungled this.
Yeah, well, I think it's the same.
And
group of
then-
kids
Yeah, if
that
you
are
open up
off
your
of
menu,
Michael
you should
Jackson
just
for a long
see your
weekend,
name
they're signing up for
on,
this trial.
He was taking those kids on tour.
And then the person who recruited me.
By the way, yeah, you have no idea how
Magical
expensive
land,
Jesus juice is.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey.
It was first-class air travel.
It's just barefoot.
Get a chimp. It was awesome.
$8,888.
And then I will will have when you try and come in. I will have 4 security cameras, 2 alarms, and a wind chime, and a button that I press so the bed turns over and looks like a green.
I try to do everything to get them to give you a room, but
All right, what else?
I know.
Jesus juice.
Yeah, that's where he was going.
Imagine having 100 ping.
You type in my name.
We have an entire generation. This is the issue too.
I put
right now.
both
This
of
is just a
those in
perfect
there.
example of how we've perverted what needs to be done, and we've actually
What the heck?
sold out the future of our children. This is what the left does, right? The left says, "Well, somebody please think of the children." Well, hold on a second. Do you mean think of the children as far as making sure that they have fathers in the house, that they have strong family units, that we encourage the nuclear family, to make sure that they have strong rearing and a moral backbone?
Within our group will get in
Not so
contact
much.
with you
Talking
for
about welfare.
interview.
Okay. When you say, "Well, somebody
Just to
please
make
think of
sure
the
that
children,"
you're
do you mean the
not
ability to have
troll
school
or
choice? Do you mean the ability for
that.
children to
Then once
actually
that's
have
done,
access to
be in the
other
group.
affordable education options as opposed to being
I thought we were all
school?
trolls.
No, not so
I
much.
also sent you a
Okay.
friend
Will somebody
request,
please think of the
so make
children?
sure
Do
that
you
you
mean
accept
allowing them to go
that
back to
as
school
well.
because they're statistically at no risk
You have
whatsoever?
one
And,
already.
not to mention
I'll think
burdening them with
about it.
trillions of dollars of debt. Sorry about Social Security. You can
we
thank
do
the
a
baby
lot
boomer
of- we do a
generation.
lot of
That's where you should
fun
have to say,
trainings and
"Okay,
stuff.
boomer." And when you find out that
Show
there
me
will
the
be no
tanks.
Social Security money for you because there used to be some, and
think if
now
you
there's not
really like
anymore.
the server.
Please, more money. That's why they want you to get ready to pay higher
What?
taxes. And
we
right here
can't
we're
show you
talking
tanks
about
at the
ruining
moment.
children's lives. Oh my God, Fauci is
But
on CNN. It makes me want to
we have
swallow a
lot
knife.
of
I get so
events
mad.
Let
that
me
are
see this
focused
really quickly, and then
around
I'm going to
tanks.
finish
We
my
have
rant.
tank PvPs, we have tank trainings,
The NIAID
we have
supported
just general
by its
tank
clinical trial network, the Cove
just knowledge.
All right,
Are you talking about your
what?
friend
None of that
request
matters.
on
People
VR
still
chat?
well, if people get the vaccine, if it had a 100% efficacy
I
rate,
don't
you'd
know
still
how
make it
to
to Alaska anyway.
do
Screw you,
that.
go to hell. So, we're talking about kids right now. What should we have done? I was saying this before
Oh
the
my
15-day stuff. We had
God.
Dr. Choi on the show. I said, hey,
Don't see it
how about just
anymore. Go to
quarantining
your-
old and sick people?
Friend
Why don't we quarantine
requests.
old and sick people, let the virus run its course.
Decline.
Because of this demographic, it's far
Block.
more comparable to the seasonal flu than we initially thought, and it's far more lethal to people who are vulnerable, but it's pretty easy to identify vulnerable populations. How about we just quarantine old and sick people? No, we decided to shut down the entire economy. Good luck finding jobs now, Generation
Yeah, so,
Z. Good luck getting into a competitive workforce
so if
with,
you want
by
to
the
just
way,
come with
a
us,
subtraction of 2 years of education.
can,
Right? This is where we are right now. We have now
hook you up with an
harmed
officer
children.
You're
after.
putting me to work already.
Support old people when it should be the exact opposite right now. We should have protected
No, you
quarantine
don't have
old
to do
people
anything
so that
at the
kids could move on with their lives because these are fleeting times.
And you
We
don't even
get
have
them
to
back.
come with
And
us at
instead,
the moment.
No, we're turning them into guinea pigs. And you know what? In order to try and atone
If
for
you
our
just
sins,
wanna-
let's stick a needle with an
wanna stay
untested
here, or if
vaccine
you wanna
into your
come with us,
6 month.
either one's
Yeah,
fine.
absolutely. And we weren't.
I've got
right now,
nothing
but
better
we
to
had
do.
Italy to look at, and we saw, oh, this is killing old people. Maybe we should be putting them in places where they can't get this. Maybe we should be isolating them, and everybody else should go about their lives. In fact, every 20-year-old person
Yeah, so,
out there at that time should
at
have
the
not
moment,
changed
we're just
a
going
thing
around
about what they
recruiting.
did. You know how you get to herd immunity really quickly? In
we're going
California,
around recruiting
about
for our group.
60% of the cases accounted for about 1.4% of the deaths. That was
our
everybody
goal
over the age of
is
39
like,
years
so
of age. They
currently
should have gone about their
we
lives.
have-
We could have gotten to herd immunity almost with just them
I
alone.
think
If we had the vaccine on
500
top of that, we would have been out of this a long time ago.
I don't know if you had anything you were going to say.
I was just listening to the statistics.
Yeah.
I can't. What am I going to say with that? It sounds right.
That sounds right.
He wants to have
More
Jared
like
an old person.
6 million.
No,
I would take care of them.
people.
No, I think you want to kill them all. You're like, let's shove them in a nursing home and make them all sick.
That's too many.
So our group is pretty large.
Now what do you think?
It's not too many.
By the way, speaking of Dave, last week's episode where he sub-hosted, thank you for
Yeah,
doing
we
that,
host
by the way.
You're welcome. many things a day.
Disaster.
You can just go when you want to.
Was
No
age
pressure.
restricted. Yeah, look, it was age restricted. So my episode
rank up.
before that.
Most
to
of my
celebrate the
videos
anniversary-
are, friend.
Well, here's the thing, and that would be fine if it existed in a vacuum.
Right.
Okie dokie.
Oh,
It does not.
But it does not.
Were we not in a
They've
vacuum?
done this to us for years, by the way, YouTube, including one video where I
I'm
was
gonna go
assaulted
see
by
what
a
these
union
guys
worker
are
who
doing.
they actually didn't allow it to be found. They would allow commentary in the video from other people and
Unbelievable.
stuff up, but they wouldn't allow the original
Yeah.
video to be found. And here is something that is disturbing. So
I'm
Dave
a
Landau, and
little
by the way,
pony, clippity clop, clippity clop. Such a pretty pony,
age restricted,
clippity
but
clop,
actual
clippity
degenerate
clop.
gay porn videos are not age restricted. So this is where it's not about like the next.
Imagine
it's not about
actually
country
being a
business.
girl,
It does
am
not
I right?
depend on whether you have rule of law, but whether it's applied equally. Like that's great. Can you just have someone else say it because then I'll listen to them.
It is crazy because out of both of my videos, this was the one that got taken.
I know it's absolutely unreal. And this is look warning. This isn't a trigger warning. If you have kids in the room
That's
right
pretty
now, I would advocate that you usher them out because what I'm about to show you is not age restricted on YouTube, but it is actual gay pornography from gay porn stars. So Dave Landau, age restricted, show from last Wednesday where we celebrated the 1-year anniversary to flatten the curve. Removed from YouTube what you're about to watch on YouTube and not age restricted. Hand to God.
And then like use my butt to like milk it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's cool for the beginning.
For the beginning. I actually also like this. So if I'm like on my belly, this is just comfortable.
Something like this.
Yeah. So if you're
Yeah, that's it. I want to have more maneuver that way too.
Yeah. You're literally sandwiching his heart and say to him, I'm here to bring you pleasure. It's my full pleasure to bring you pleasure. And Okay, so this is, you can keep going, that's fine, that's fine.
Is that, is he just,
I'm just telling you right now, I thought this was going to be much easier than it is, because this feels very, I have no idea whether this is a or a dildo.
Are those nightmare catchers?
I feel like this is your This is your It is. Is it really your
He was just having sex with a sheet?
Through a
with him? Through a sheet? No, not through a sheet. The sheet was for the audience.
Hey, listen, he could be Orthodox.
On YouTube.
Oh.
You guys swear to me that's not age restricted.
Swear. You don't even have to be logged in.
Because I noticed that most things on those channels weren't age restricted. Those videos weren't age restricted. We had to bleep the F word, let alone the penis in the man's butt.
The game they were just playing was, is it my penis or is it a dildo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my wife and I play that in the private at home. We don't use a sheet.
That's disgusting.
No sheets.
It would
I
be
just play
disgusting
it
if a man
alone.
and a woman.
Exactly.
Hold on, it would be disgusting if a man and a woman were doing that on video.
Exactly. Oh, no. No. Hold on. I don't want to be banned for hate speech. Here's what you don't understand. Here's what you do not understand. Homosexuals can get away with abhorrent behavior that straight couples could never. You couldn't just have a straight couple screwing on a bedsheet. That'd be removed from YouTube in record time. But in the school of identity politics, as long as it's two dudes doing it in a way which could never possibly ultimately lead to procreation, we're fine.
Unbelievable. I can't believe that's real.
So,
boy, the joke.
Dave, you've got some, dare I say it, stiff competition?
Yes. Oh, you can make the jokes.
So you can make all the jokes you want. Just now that you're getting us ripped all the time.
Yeah. All I'm saying is I'm not even gonna do it. We all know what I'm saying.
So that's removed. That's removed. Again, Wednesday's episode is removed. And of course, Cardi B's Grammy performance of, and I don't want the YouTube algorithm to get this word wrong because I would never use a derogatory term to refer to our beloved Guinea friends. Her video of WAP performance at the Grammys is still up, not age restricted.
What are those?
She's screwing the Immortals with the haircut from House Party.
That's if Kid turned into the Hulk because he was just a little man.
The Immortals from 300 with a House Party haircut.
Is that Megan Thee Stallion or was that Cardi B?
No, here's the thing. Can someone bring up a picture of Megan Thee Stallion? Because I get them confused. And is Megan Thee Stallion a person of color?
Yes. I believe so, yes.
Megan Thee Stallion is a person.
I don't know if she's
Cardi B
Dominican. Isn't
Dad?
Cardi B's part like Dominican?
The point is, I get them confused. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, they're both a little bit on the larger side.
Curvaceous?
Yeah.
Dad, is that
I
you?
don't mind a burly girly.
I don't mind. Joe Lewis, look, I know that you're disturbed.
I missed you.
He just doesn't want to lay on that anymore. He's too worried a guy's going to get behind him.
That's Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, so look, you can tell
Mom's
why I get them
being
confused
mean
a little bit
again.
every now and then. And it's not because all black women or women of color look alike. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that women who are of the same shade of color, meaning that sort of mocha, which is beautiful, by the way.
What happens when you're a slut?
So it's not that all black women look alike. Like I would never confuse you, for example, with the mom from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? That would never happen. I would never.
Cicely Tyson.
I have a secret.
But I would never
These girls,
confuse you. It's the fact that you're both
they have dicks.
mildly people of color, meaning that sort of in between that mocha color, beautiful, the swirl color. It's wonderful, and that you are both overweight and whores. I just want to be very clear. Whores who are overweight. Who
Don't
do
put that evil
mediocre
on
music
me.
And happen to have a slightly darker shade. It's tough for me to recognize them apart. And they're just every time I feel like I'm going to throw up having watched that gay pornography. And the palate cleanser was giant orange ass.
My Angelou scissoring video from the 80s when she got her spoken word Grammy was a bit different.
Yeah,
I mean it was equally just whore baggy. See, I'm saying she's not.
I understand.
We know what you mean, Dave.
That was back when she actually did real poetry, not slam poetry.
She's got some decent poetry before she started beatboxing. I hate slam poetry.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Star Fox?
But let me ask you this.
I want to be a rapper, but suck at it.
Yeah.
That describes a lot of people that go into music.
Do a barrel roll.
Listen,
like Post Malone.
You only have so many choices once you've committed to the face tattoo.
That's so true.
He's always tired. If he ever becomes a morning person, he is totally screwed.
For every person out there who has a face tattoo who's made it, it is littered with the bodies of people who will never make shift manager at a fast food joint.
Oh, you mean like Takashi 6ix9ine?
No, he's done very well because he ratted on other buddies in prison. He was let out of prison due to asthma, COVID.
You got to lose all your street cred if you rat on everybody.
That's not how it works. Not anymore.
That's not fair.
I know. That's exactly what I would say.
Rainbow-haired creep.
Look, technically you're successful before you get to face tattoos, right? You don't normally go through life with face tattoos becoming successful.
Well, he may have been a busboy.
Yes. This is my question to you, and I hate it when you just have conservatives who are constantly complaining about being shadow banned. And I think this, look, we fight legally where we can. Right now we are fighting because last week's episode from Wednesday should absolutely be up. If they want to, restrict Dave Landau's episode as age restricted, problem with that. If they said, hey, our policy requires that we restrict your show as age restricted, I always think it was probably a strong PG-13. I would understand
I'm scared.
Not when another man is railing another man through an orthodox bedsheet, however, and you allow, is it Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion to talk about cleaning my asshole, cut my nail with my asshole?
Thank you.
Then I say,
Oh
you know what?
my
You need to apply the
God.
rule book equally.
Yeah.
And you have, what do you have? You have community guidelines. Well, there will be no strikes from them again because abhorrent behavior is acceptable as long as you're in the right marginalized class of the day. And then they have
I think
advertising
mom's
for
going to
there were
hell.
ads running on many of those videos. And then you have borderline content guidelines. I know it's disturbing to me. So you have borderline guidelines, and no
I
one
said
knows what
so.
determines these. So we have to guess, right? And I think everyone out there, right, through the power of
You're not my real mom.
Sherlock Holmes hat, you can try and make sense. But when you go 1 second, Dave Landau's episode where the most
You're not my real dad.
Don't say that. Because he could only grow a beard like
Don't say that about your mom.
When that gets removed and people
I'm going swimming.
kids, like I said, anal sex through a bedsheet who are gay pornography stars doesn't even get age restricted. Look, just admit that you are trying to indoctrinate a generation. You're
I
trying
can't
to
go
desensitize a
swimming.
generation. And you know, we've talked about this. I'm a Christian. Everyone here is a Christian. And unfortunately, this is why a lot of Christians lose the culture war. This is why because they can't talk about it. They go, "There's darkness out there." What do you mean? Do you mean a guy plowing another guy's ass with a bedsheet on YouTube because it's not even age restricted? And if you don't address it head on, guarantee you your kids are watching it. Guarantee you it's being put in their suggested feed. I was just watching Dora the Explorer, and now it looks like an angry starfish. What is happening? Well, listen, that's what YouTube wants you to see, son. So you might as well just go on your merry way. God forbid that you see an interview with Thomas Sowell that's age restricted because he's one of those black Nazis. But enjoy this anal gay pitch.
Yeah, because society really does need to be protected from information on COVID, someone accidentally dead-naming another person, and maybe somebody saying something that you disagree with. Those are the things, but we're going to put this on the grannies. Scissoring, by the way. I heard a commentary, I was trying to show Dave this video because he hadn't seen like the big bed where they did the scissoring part of this that we didn't show. The lady said, "Oh, I was here for the scissoring. I can't wait until they perform at the BET Awards. It is going to be crazy."
Oh my gosh.
This was the toned down version. Women scissoring looking like whores, like you called them, the very apt description of what they were trying to look like. BET's going to be worse?
I missed the Reddit
Really?
ones.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this for a second. Look, this is why, and I'm so concerned, and then we have to go here and we'll take your chat at lotoscutter.com/mug, but we'll be playing if they don't make them like they used to. This really has me concerned because I've seen people...
Cthulhu, I found you.
Of any sort of inclination toward being racist at all.
Yeah.
Who now
Praise
see this
Cthulhu.
being promoted as exemplary of black culture, which it's not, by the way. Go down. You want to know how most black Americans feel? Don't watch BET.
Imposter.
Don't watch the Grammys, by the way, where it's mostly conducted by rich, white, privileged, either WASPs or Jews. That's pretty much what you have as far as people who vote in the Grammys. Not that many black Americans when you're talking about what's going on there.
It's voted by guilt. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
Right. Yeah, it's voted by guilt. That's the reality.
Don't listen to this man.
Very upset about that.
Very sad. He just came up to me. He's like, "Do you know what's
He will
happening?"
betray you.
Oh no, they're playing the gay sex video
He's a
again.
Judas Iscariot.
He always do. I don't understand you humans. It's unnatural.
Why did she interview the president? Your pH balance going to be off if you eat ribs. I'm sorry.
I forgot my train of thought. What was I talking about?
I'm sorry. You're talking about don't vote for the Grammys.
Oh, no, if you want to
Don't
know
do
about
it.
American
It's a
people,
trap.
because I see this breeding racism with other people out there. Go to a local black church, go to a local community center, and hang out with actual black Americans who are trying to better their life and don't want to be seen as a walking negative stereotype. Okay? That's not indicative of all black Americans. But my concern is you will have a
That's your
generation
prerogative.
thinking, hey, hold on a second. They talk about cleaning their asshole and they scissor on primetime television. That's not really something that I think I want my kids watching. This seems positively animalistic.
I'm too young to drink.
You know what? Maybe I'm not going to let my kid be involved or watch black generation. That's not always how it's been. Go back to the #1 sitcoms in the country.
I am actually. I am
Go
from
back to Fresh
Nova
Prince of Bel-Air.
Scotia.
You go to Family Matters. You watch a lot of them. There's plenty of black representation in Hollywood and in music, by the way. Marvin Gaye, Anna Ross, go to the Supremes, the Temptations, where this wasn't the case. So to act as though this has always been full stop black American culture is to do a huge disservice not only to black Americans who still care about decency, but it actually serves you just like you create this divide between black Americans and Asian Americans, and now you have record hate crimes committed by black Americans against Asian Americans. Believe me, that's what the statistics bear out.
Did your friend touch your no-no square?
If you decide to say, hey, this is representative of the black community to all white generations, see, there's going to be a certain portion of people who reject it on the bounds of basic decency, and it's not true.
I was trying to learn French.
But you don't care about children. You want to prick them when they're 6 months old with untested vaccines. So I think I've made my point. Let me know what you think about this, and if you think Dave Landau's show should be banned while the scissoring up there at the Grammy Awards and the plowing of gay porn stars on YouTube. Why do you think it's being applied this way? But we have to go right now to Mug Club. We'll be taking your chat and playing a game, and I have to go let Joe Lewis take a fierce
Yeah, so like
YouTube.
Yeah, so basically in our group we do all kinds of stuff like military roleplay, and sometimes we'll just hang out together. So, like sometimes like we'll do weapons trainings where we teach you about the kind of weapons that we actually use in the real life Canadian military. And sometimes for hanging out, we might just hop in a VR chat world and just chill and vibe together. Sometimes we'll play some 8-ball in a world.
Steve, it's your call.
Kawaii.
hang out in like other games.
Oh no. TOS, TOS. TOS. TOS.
Fucking just hide their avatar. Done. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how to do that. I'm 5.
Ah!
Actually have
one little Nazi fucking thing. It's, what are they gonna do? Fucking, oh no.
I know, but it's...
Well, it's not like one lolly with a fucking swastika poses any threat. Like, fuck them. Just ignore them.
You actually your very own custom avatar.
Can you be my new dad?
Yeah, that's I think we have a bigger problem.
We're just recruiting for our chapter.
Yeah, so we're also recruiting.
We're also recruiting.
We were here first, so if I can kindly ask you guys to leave.
We're always accepting new people.
You're not true believers in Cthulhu.
Excuse me, I don't want to hit a woman tonight.
Now they're traps.
They wish they were women.
True story.
Like you wish you were a space marine.
Holy smokes.
He is a space marine.
My computer's gotta buffer that in.
Especially him. He is just constantly angry.
I don't show it much.
You need to forgive your mama.
Oh, funny Mike.
Oh, Rift S Mike?
Nah, it's Oculus Rift S.
Yeah.
The law of equivalent exchange.
Shut up until you start using a ball pattern bulge. Okay.
Ah!
That's not ball pattern, that's still Benris pattern.
You want me to show them the Discord server, Max?
They got it.
Oh, okay.
Where are you guys even recruiting?
So have you found the server?
We're recruiting for our group.
It's none of your business.
No, I don't know.
How to do
this. Mike sounded like a whole ass.
Show them the clipboard. It's easier for you.
I don't know each individual name of armor.
Then what?
Yo,
Mark.
Christian, come here.
Mark 5. This is Mark 7.
They got VR, so they can show you the clipboard easier and help you out better than I can. I got desktop. You see the clipboard right here that Derek's holding?
Yeah.
It's the Discord server is right here, but if you have a phone, you can
see on our country. Who would have thought that the decent people would give it away to the inmates? You just don't grow up. You didn't grow up thinking that this was possible, and it not only is it.
What?
I believe he crashed.
All right,
Max.
Possible, it's happening.
No.
Your person just crashed.
Oh shit.
Hopefully he got this Discord server.
No cussing in my Christian Minecraft server.
In the hands of people who have no idea how to run anything. No, they have zero idea.
Why
And the
is
proof is in the pudding.
this lagging so bad?
Beth, it's a first time call out of Michigan. Beth, welcome to the show. Thank you for calling.
I was just confirming that Warhammer guys left. Yeah, they gone. I watched them. The one's pretty dry, unless you.
Alright.
Have you talked to everyone?
There you go. I'm muting you.
No. Why not?
That's a tiny little plant. Oh my god.
Very cute.
I actually identify myself as ultra straight.
Got a mic on.
See, on our country. Who would have thought that the decent people would give it away to the inmates?
$360p.
No Nazi.
You just don't grow up. You didn't grow up thinking that this was possible. And it not only is it possible, it's happening. you will live to regret it, because you're putting the country in the hands of people who have no idea how to run anything. None. They have zero idea. And the proof is in the pudding. Beth is a first-time call out of Michigan. Beth, welcome to the show. Thank you for calling.
Hello. It's awesome to be able to talk to you, Jesse.
Thank you, Beth. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I just agree with everything you're saying, per usual. This whole racist thing is just tired. We're so over it. I think people can be an idiot no matter what color they are. I mean, so if I think a black person is an idiot because they're just a fool and an idiot, if they're black, does that mean I'm racist?
No such thing as racism, by the way. But the problem, Beth, is that white people are now acting as though they believe that they are so-called racist because they're not speaking up. And they're voting in these radical black men and women trying to prove that they're not racist. So they're acting as though it's real.
Oh, I see now.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah, you're dead on.
Do you speak up when you run into people accusing you of being that way?
Actually, I don't have that problem. I've never been accused of being racist. I don't live in, like, Seattle or Detroit or any big city. I mean, I don't associate with all that.
And what do you think of the whites who are dealing with this and not speaking up?
Well, shame on them.
Good night, everybody.
You get it. If you don't
I actually don't know how to close this game. I just shut down Steam last time.
It's amazing to see. I never thought I would see such fear over
apparently
nothing. Something that doesn't even exist in my country. It's mind-blowing to see it.
Nice.
It's not going to turn out very well, though. It's going to get worse instead of getting better.
It's a shame, Jesse. Just keep praying.
Well, we not only should we pray, we need to speak up and get involved. Don't let these people take over the country like this. They're taking over every aspect of our government, and they're passing laws that goes against the people who founded the country. We got to speak up, Beth.